Next Big 7 story for you tonight. A year ago, Douglas Lake was filled with debris after Helene passed through the area. But after 9 months and countless hours of work, cleanup is complete. Tennessee Valley Authority crews finished the process last month, removing 177,000 cubic yards of debris over that time. Aside from the environmental benefits, the cleanup has led to tourism picking back up with several successful fishing tournaments at the lake this year. Homeowners also say it's bounced back, commending crews for the work that they put in over the last year.
People work for money, and clearly these people were working for a greater purpose. And we're, again, so appreciative.
In addition to the vegetative debris, 3,000 tons of man-made debris was removed from the lake and its shoreline. And we hope you're going to join us tomorrow on 6 News beginning at 3 o'clock as we tell the stories of others who were affected by Helene. We're going to be hearing from local leaders, members of the community, shining a spotlight on the recovery efforts. 6 News' Lori Tucker will also give you an up-close look at ongoing work to repair I-40. Again, this is all coming up for you tomorrow right here on Channel 6. Next here on the 7, we are looking at the economy as grocery prices continue to rise. One common morning pick-me-up is over 20% more than it was last year. You know what we're talking about, a staple in many of our lives. Coffee is among the items that's seeing a spike in price this year between a 50% tariff on Brazil, the world's largest coffee exporter, and a recent drought along what's called the bean belt. You may have noticed your average cup of joe costing a little bit more. And it's not just at the grocery store. At the local Nick and Jay's Cafe, the owners say coffee is among a number of items that have nearly doubled in costs recently.
Like I said, coffee, eggs, chicken, all pork items, beef, just everything, napkins, ketchup. You know, I'm paying double for ketchup what I was paying a year ago, double.
Now, he said last year they were paying around $40 to $50 a case for coffee. That has now jumped to over $100. But while prices soar, he says they are keeping their customer costs the same in, well, the hopes that it will eventually all come back down. And the Boyd Center for Business and Economic Research at UT has just found Tennessee business leaders are optimistic about the economy despite feeling impacts from tariffs. You know, that August survey also found how much of the tariffs Tennessee businesses are passing on to customers. Nearly 13% of respondents say that they are passing on all of the cost, with 31% saying they are passing along some of it. Meanwhile, most business leaders who were surveyed still believe the chance of a U.S. recession is low. Respondents also think Tennessee's economy has a better outlook than the national economy over the next year. And for our final Big 7 story tonight, Knoxville Police have taken a suspect into custody following a shooting Tuesday night. You know, we've been telling you about the search for Keelan Cherry. Knoxville Police now tell us he was taken into custody and booked at about 11:45 this morning. Cherry is facing charges of attempted first-degree murder and using a gun in a felony. Police say Cherry got into a fight with another man at a McDonald's along North Broadway. That's when they say Cherry pulled out a gun and shot at the man, who then ran away and was not hurt. When officers responded, Cherry had also run away, but again, Keelan Cherry has been arrested. There is his photo, but again, he is in custody tonight. All right, elsewhere tonight, a woman involved in a fatal crash has pleaded guilty more than 2 years after the incident. We're told Alexis Barton entered a guilty plea last week on a vehicular homicide charge by recklessness. It's a crash that we first reported in July of 2023. Investigators say a car crossed the center line of Clinton Highway in Blount County, hitting a motorcyclist head on. Attorney Greg Isaacs represented Barton in this case, giving 6 News this statement, quote, "Miss Barton is extremely remorseful regarding this unfortunate event. Her thoughts and prayers go out to the victim's family," end quote. Christopher Phillips was riding that motorcycle. According to the district attorney's office, Phillips was on his way to work when he was killed. The DA says Phillips left behind a wife and 6 children. We have a 6 News follow-up regarding Chilhowee Park for you. Tonight we are hearing from Knoxville Mayor India Kincannon after the city and the Emerald Youth Foundation revised their plans for Chilhowee Park. The changes come with tighter protections on how the land can be used, doubling Emerald Youth's required use of the land from 20 years to 40. Another change is a restriction period for the property where the sports fields would be located, guaranteeing they would be used for recreational use forever instead of the original 20 years. Now, the city says these changes stem from community feedback and better reflect what the community wants to see. Publicly promoted meetings about the future of Chilhowee Park have been happening since 2022, but some people in the community were not even aware that those were happening. So this prompted City Council to delay votes so that there was, well, time to hold additional public meetings.
We could have done a better job with a broader outreach. So I readily acknowledge that, and I'm glad that we've had this time to share more information with people and build a consensus over how we can move forward with serving our youth and having a wonderful Chilhowee Park.
Emerald Youth says the complex will mirror its Lonsdale facility and include indoor learning and fitness space, outdoor sports fields, and a wellness center. The future of Chilhowee Park is now in the hands of City Council with a vote set for Tuesday. We'll, of course, let you know what happens then. And also up tonight for you on the 7, a Jefferson City mother and father now facing charges after their 15-day-old infant was treated for injuries at the East Tennessee Children's Hospital. Now, this case dates back to July. Documents obtained by 6 News show the newborn had suffered a severe cut in their mouth. It led down to their esophagus, which was punctured. Now, the newborn's injuries required surgery, and they were placed in critical care. A Jefferson City police officer wrote Michaela Annette Rains and Zachariah Mills were not able to explain how the child was injured, that the injury happened while they were both present. Rains and Mills were arrested last week and have since posted bond. They are expected to appear in court on October 9th. We're learning a woman has been charged now with reckless driving by intoxicant after a TDOT truck was hit. This happened along I-40 Monday night in the area of the Paper Mill exit. Court records show 20-year-old Lauren Dixon rear-ended a TDOT work truck with her car and that she admitted to being behind the wheel. A state trooper reported Dixon having bloodshot eyes and that she smelled like alcohol and marijuana. We understand she went on to fail field sobriety tests. In addition to being charged with reckless driving by intoxicant, Dixon is charged with underage consumption and violating the move-over law.